Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel, or welcome in if you're new. Thank y'all for being here. Let's do a grace card reading, y'all. Let's do a weekly reading. I want to get that weekly reading done for us. This is going to be placed October 7th through about the 13th. So let's do that. We're going to pull 3 cards. I did pre-shuffle our grace card deck, so let's just go ahead and get to it. We'll go ahead and pull our first card. Now, our first card is going to address how we can better field or navigate the energies that we're going to be, I was gonna say pummeled with, the energies that we're going to be facing in the next couple of days. So 24 to 48 hours out from this reading, this is something we can focus on to help us get through the mire of huge energies coming at us right now. Let's see, that's going to be on the calendar. That'll be the 7th and the 8th. And by the way, the 8th, astrologically speaking, is going to be a big day. A lot of positivity. So kind of set yourself up for that. I'm not going to go into specifics right now, but I will put a link down in the pinned comment section below where you can go over to a trusted source and just check out the nature of the energies coming from a particular planetary setup for the 8th. Okay, and so look forward to it because there's a lot of good possibilities happening for us there. All right, this is the card we get for the beginning of the week. Comfort. Comfort. Lean back into the arms of grace. Let go and let God. That's, I know, very hard. I mean, that's one of the hardest things that we have to do as a human being, is to stop trying to meddle with everything and fix everything, make all these adjustments for our specs, and just learn to sometimes put your hands up, take your hands off the wheel, and let source drive. Okay, so in the next couple of days, 24 to 48 hours out from this reading, look, tap into that sense of trust in the universe, in God, in source, in yourself. Give yourself a break. Trust that you have done whatever was necessary to get you to this point, and take a little breather. Give it a couple of days before you try and take action again. Okay, enjoy the energy of the 8th. Settle down. Basically, just sit back and watch things unfold if you can. Take comfort in knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should be. You don't really need to tinker with anything. And this right here is confirmation that in the next couple of days, maybe it is time just to rest and relax and let life unfold in front of you, because that is going to give you some needed information to proceed in your world. Okay, so try not to be too busy in the next couple of days, even if it is the start of your work week. Just settle yourself down and take some comfort. Let source be the guide. Let God drive your boat. Okay, you don't have to do everything all the time. And this card is telling me that in the next couple of days, we really want to take control of not controlling anything. Okay, all right, so now let's get our second card. Now the second card, this is going to address the energies that we might be facing come midweek, or if you are not close to the United States, it won't be Wednesday and Thursday for you. It will be, though, the 9th and 10th of October, wherever you are. Okay, let's get our card. Thanks again for being here, y'all. And please, I just want to remind you, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up for me, because it really helps me be seen. And also, it's still free to subscribe. It's really easy, just one click and you're there. And I'd love to have you come along on this journey. And I'm having I'm having an issue. Normally the cards heat up in my fingers, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it one more time and see if I can pull one more card, and if not, I'll give it a quick shuffle for us. All right, let's see what we can. And I used to talk about the weather. There's really nothing to talk about. It's always beautiful where I am, so I'm sending you a lot of love, a lot of sunshine. Okay, surprise! Yay! Oh, I know, y'all. I love this card, but I know y'all might not want a surprise. Look at the ROS, it's a surprise. Keep an open mind. The influence of grace is often found in unexpected places. All right? So this kind of coincides with the comfort card. Lean back into the arms of grace, let go and let God, and keep an open mind, because you have no idea where all that goodness is going to be coming from. So don't try to get in there and tinker with stuff. Sit back, relax, and watch the show. Let life unfold for you, and, be receptive for what might come in, even if it's not a part of your original package, even if it's not in your daily planner, because that's the magic of life. If everything went strictly according to what we have set up for ourselves, a lot of times we'd be in a lot of trouble, because we don't always know what's best for us, and we certainly can't go and divine, where every blessing is going to come from. All right? So, midweek, 3 to 4 days out from this reading, or midweek if you're anywhere around the United States, that's going to be Wednesday and Thursday of your upcoming week. Surprise! I love that. I'm sorry. I know. Like, no more surprises. Just let this one in. You never know, y'all. Especially with the not boisterous, yeah, it is kind of elevated and boisterous energy of the 8th. So you never know what's going to show up. Think positive, because you can direct the flow of energy with your will. Okay? Yeah, you can. All right, so we're going to get our third card. I'm already spreading them, so it wants to come. Now, this is going to be addressing the energies that we might be fielding 5 to 6 days out from this reading, or come, Friday and Saturday of this upcoming week if you're anywhere near the United States. Okay. Super. Affection. Hi, Lisa Stansfield. I will never forget that song. Y'all know that song? Affection. It's a way of life. Anyway. All right. I'll quit singing for a minute. Love yourself. Okay. Start there. Truly, especially right now. Okay. On a very serious note, it's time to engage with ourselves. Fall in love with your life. That's the spirit message of the day. Love yourself. You are the ultimate act of creation, fashioned by the hands of a divine artist. Let's get my finger right on top of those. Got it in her face. She's not naked, is she? Okay, she's good. Affection. Show yourself some love. Tap into the goodness that is you. 5 to 6 days out from this reading, you're going to need yourself. Don't wait around for somebody else to pat you on the back. Feel good about the things that you accomplish. Start keeping those little deals that you make with yourself. If you say you're going to have 1 cookie at bedtime, have 1 cookie, not 2. Because that's when you start, even those little things. I mean, you might think that's insignificant, but it's not. Even those little things. If you keep those little contracts with yourself, you start to learn how to trust yourself. That gives you this sense of appreciation for yourself. It's easy to have that. And this is not like some egotistical, egomaniacal, any kind of situation like that. This is just truly your birthright. To care and genuinely love who you are, scars and all. If you're not feeling that way, then start doing things in your own world to make yourself feel appreciated by you. And for me, that was that deal thing. I have a lifetime of little contracts I made with myself that I did not keep. Okay, I'm just being honest about it. I'm a blessed soul. I'm a blessed being, but I'm a human being too. And we stay scattered on this planet, and we just do. So right now, our pieces and our parts that have been scattered for a long time are trying to come back together. And the best thing that you can do to help that is to tap into that love for yourself, that true affection for yourself, because it mirrors in a million gazillion ways in your regular 3D life. It really does. I look in the mirror and I can point out all the things that I don't like about myself. I can think about the things that I've done in my world that I'm not all that proud of. I could do that. I could concentrate on that. But when I do that, it feels like I'm just bashing myself. He said, those things are gone. Everything that you've already done is gone, except in the embodiment that is you. And if you're still standing, you've done a good job. But again, if you're having a hard time tapping into that self-appreciation, then really what you have to do, because we are we're symbolistically oriented. We really are the human species. So we kind of need a reason for stuff, and I learned that wholeheartedly. I learned that when I was in sales. People will buy stuff, but you have to give them a good reason. Okay? So give yourself a good reason to feel good about you. Whatever that is, and that's going to be different for everybody. That's going to be different for you. It's different for me. And like I said, for me, it was about starting to trust myself. How could I trust myself? Well, I'm going to start keeping these deals that I make. These little deals that I make with myself, even though they seem small in comparison to the big scheme of things, they add up and they make a difference. They make a marked difference in how I view myself, as in my character, in my, it changes how you carry yourself. And you don't have to be a pompous ass. You really don't want to be a pompous ass. It's not good. You don't want to do that, but you definitely will fare better in your world when you carry that vibration of self-appreciation. Okay, so 5 to 6 days out from this reading, the grace cards are prompting you to tap into that self-love. If you haven't done anything to make that happen for yourself, start doing that now. Do the little things that make you feel good. Do the little things that make you feel proud. There's nothing wrong with that. There's everything right with that. Feeling proud of yourself, feeling accomplished. On any level. It doesn't have to be grandiose. It doesn't have to be some big production. The little things in life really add up. And remember, that big picture, that thing that you're going after, that giant big picture of a life, it's made up of a lot of little tiny teeny elements, and they all matter. They all contribute to that big picture. So even as small as eating that one cookie rather than those 2 cookies, it makes a difference, because you start to bank up this trust in who you are. And when you do that, the next day you're like, oh, I only had 1 cookie. Well, that's pretty cool. I rocked it. Those little pieces of accomplishment really do add up. And when we're feeling that way vibrationally, it starts to mirror in our world. And then you get confirmation from the outside world. And then that's even better. And then your vibe rises even higher. And then new opportunities for growth and self-awareness present themselves. New opportunities for bounty in your world. These present themselves when you're carrying that higher vibe. Okay? All right, so let me show you the 3 cards all together now. Oh my God, you guys, the library of music that I have in my head, it's crazy. All right, let's see. Do I have it backwards? Yeah, I totally have it backwards. Hang on. I can do this, girls and boys. Okay, here we go. This is your week ahead. It's beautiful. Look, you can relax a minute. It's going to be a pretty good week. We've got, I don't know if you're into the astronomy thing, but it all matters, because we are part of the physical earth, and the thing that the planets do, the dances that they do, totally affects us. Okay? No way around it. So this week's going to be pretty nice. A couple of really big trines. Now we got, let's see, who's doing what? Jupiter is going retro, and Pluto is going forward. I believe those 2 are the big motions, the big planets right now doing the big stuff. But remember, the 8th is going to be very auspicious. That is Tuesday on the Julian calendar if you're anywhere near the United States. You've also got midweek. You've got a couple of big stations of big outer planets. It's going to make a big difference. And like I said, I will put a couple of links down in the pinned comment section so that you can go over and you can check out that information, and then you'll have, the better we are informed, the better that we can operate in our world, right? All right, so I'm going to put these aside, and let's see, grace cards down. Let's see, I've got, we got planes banking today, y'all, and As beautiful as it is here, there's a little bit of a constant wind all the time, and sometimes those jet fumes when those planes are taxiing. Ooh, sorry about the camera. Yeah, they come our way. It's tough on me. It's tough on me, but I'm good. I'm really good. And by the way, again, thank you for being here. Okay, y'all, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do an oracle card for the week from the Power of the Elements Oracle deck. And I love these. These are beautiful cards. I did pre-shuffle this deck. I have not looked at any of it. So let's look at the bottom of the deck. And I believe this card is, here we go with the Roman numerals. I believe this is a 28 card. Empowerment. I love this. Embrace your personal power, please. That's been the query of my cards, or the grace of my cards. I am going to have some cards out pretty soon. That's been the query of the grace cards. They've been trying to give us that message so strongly for weeks and weeks and weeks. Realize how amazing you are. Tap into that personal love. Tap into that personal strength, the personal power that you do carry. You are not some victim in this world. You do not have to be pushed around by the energies of this world, okay? All right, so focus on what makes you feel good, and things will change in your environment. And when that stuff starts to happen, then you're going to get that evidence. That was the spirit message that I got earlier. It's like, just try it a couple times. Okay, it's kind of hard to buy on the outset that if I change my expectations that things will fall in line for me, because you feel like, well, I don't want to expect too much because then I'll be disappointed. But look, that's called fear. You don't need fear in your world. You don't need it. You create it. We create it. We spin it up and we ride it like a broom. Okay, that's from Halloweeny. Okay, but just try it. Just try it. I've put these little things that I tell you to do, or that I explain, that have changed my world. I put them into play, and I actually watched these things happen in my world. I had concrete evidence that it actually worked, and that's what gave me the impetus. That's what gave me the momentum and the motivation to continue to do these things. And I really watched my world transform. You know, and who can't use a couple of good changes in their life, right? Okay, so I'm going to pull from the top of the deck, and let's just see what. Wow, we got two. This was the fire card. This one, tap into your personal power, recognize your personal power, understand how amazing you are. Okay. And this one, this is even, okay. Oh my goodness. Now this, I believe, I don't know what this is. I think this is an earth card. Okay, so this is 37. Number 37 also reduces to what? 10. That's the number 1. Okay, so creation. Believe in your creations. Believe that you can do this. Believe that you can create momentum in your world toward what you actually want versus what has just kind of by default and by fear shown up in your world. Believe that you can create stuff in your life, and then believe that it's happening. And the best way to do that is just to check it out, try it out, test it out. Okay? So the first thing that I want you to do is start making these deals with yourself and keep them. Okay? Just keep a few little deals with yourself and watch your self-esteem change. Watch your self-esteem ratchet up, shift into a different gear. Okay? And then when these things start to happen because of that change of frequency, let them in. Acknowledge them, draw the line, make those associations, you know. And another one that I did was, I wanted to test out my will, my expectation, the energy of that in the other circumstances, in outer circumstances, in negotiations and communications with other people. And I literally started doing that. When I knew that I was going to be up against a personality that normally is a conflictive kind of exchange, I would purposefully get in my head these visualizations of these little experiences with these other people turning out like far better than I would have expected based on the evidence that had presented itself in the past, which is no longer here, by the way. Okay, it started working immediately. Did these people absolutely change their coat and turn into a new person? No. But the dynamic between us changed. Their delivery to me changed. When I started positively visualizing these different outcomes, it literally started changing dynamics in my world. And so what did that do for me? Well, it gave me momentum. It gave me enthusiasm toward this little project of changing my outer world by changing my inner world. And once I had several examples in my life that it actually does happen, it does take place, then that was all I needed to continue to do this and work on my world, work on myself, work on changing all of the little things that I didn't really fancy in my life. You know, and eventually these caustic personalities just sort of started to recede out of my world for the most part. I mean, literally. They gone. And I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to try and push anything away. I didn't have to do any of that. I just started changing the dynamic by changing the way that I perceived my reality. I refused to let past experiences come with me into my new experiences. I wanted that clean slate, and I know the clean slate can be it can be overwhelming. You know, you think about it, you know, you've got this picture all painted in, you did this work, and even though there are some things in there that you don't really like and you'd like to change, but you got this work done, you're just going to keep it. You're just going to put up with all that stuff that you don't like. Or you can go get a thing of gesso and cover the whole thing up and start over, or cover some of it up and start over on those pieces. You can do this. You can change your world. I mean, if it's too much trouble, it's too much trouble. But let me tell you something, it's a lot easier than you think it is, and the results are magnificent. The dynamics of your life will change. You will start to fall in love with your life. And when you start to fall in love with your life, you're a happy little doodle. And you feel like, and you start to understand that whatever comes along your way, you had a part in bringing that. And if it managed to get into your systems, there's something there for you. And once you get that practical application applied to what you know, the eventuals that pop up in your world, you know, you just start to have a more settled approach to everything that you put out and everything that you bring in. And you do have that new sense of responsibility. You have a part in everything that you experience. And once you get over the jitters of having that responsibility, you really can start to have fun with doing these things. You can really start to have fun with understanding how much control you really do have in your life. And no, you can't go back and change anything, but you don't want to do that. You want to like everything that's happened because it's you now. Okay? You want to appreciate everything that has gone on because it's you now. You want to understand that all of those things that you went through that you didn't really like, they were meant for you because it helped you grow. And it's you now. Okay? So I don't know why I went on that little diatribe of appreciation, but I think it's tied into this sense of, affection card. You know, love yourself. And if you haven't gotten to that point of unconditionally loving yourself, you know, I don't know about the whole unconditionally loving other people thing. Okay, I do love people, but I don't really like a lot of them, and I accept that. It's no big deal. But for me, even when I'm not liking something that I'm doing, even when I'm not liking myself at the moment, I have that underlying sense of affection for myself. I'm not going to let myself get too far out of the gate. I'm not going to let myself get too far over the, whatever. I'm not going to allow myself to get too far into an overinvestment in dramatics in my life, because I know that's not going to serve my purpose. So in that way, I have my own back. I'm very much tapped into a sense of affection for myself, and I want that for you too, okay? So what a beautiful weekly reading, y'all. I love this. And you know what? This creation card, creation, believe in your creations, okay? It is number 37, okay? So quickly, I'm going to... Since it reduces so far down, let's see if I've got a 37. I know I do. Okay, this is an awakening. Okay? Awakening, awareness, release, future prosperity, spiritual recognition, self-recognition. Okay? All right? And so if you don't have like an affinity already for this number, which again is 37, you can look it up. Put it in your search bar and put 37 spiritual meaning and just see what comes up. See what this number coming up right now is prompting for you to kind of pay attention to your world, because it is apropos for the moment. Okay? All right? And if y'all again are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Please share the video if you care to. I will be putting this Power of the Elements Oracle deck entry onto the community page. I'll give you the Oracle card and the copy out of the book, those pages, so that you can read it for yourself at your leisure. And that's kind of the modality, the Oracle modality of our week, is to tap into your sense of personal power and believe in your creations. Okay? Believe in yourself, believe in your life. And remember, everything that comes up for us in our world, it's dependent on our focus and our belief in it. Okay? Remember that. It works both ways. If you heavily invest in your fear, if you heavily invest in the worst case scenario, that can be possible for you because you believe in it, because that's what you're focused on. But the opposite is true too. Okay? So if you can look past those silly fears. Now, I'm sorry, I don't mean to call them silly, because everything plays a purpose, especially in emotionality. But if you can look past those, or look beyond those, look around those to something purposefully peaceful and prosperous, you know, do it on purpose. Realign your focus to something positive, something uplifting, something that will help you out. Believe in that, and that has just as much of a chance becoming reality for you as any kind of fear-based focus. Okay? So remember that. That's up to you. That's in how you shift your gaze, how you shift your perspective, how you shift your focus. It's all up to us. And while that seems like a big responsibility, also it's this huge blessing. Okay? We have control. We need to start using our personal power to control our environment. And it all starts inside. It's not about doing that. It's all about doing this. Okay? All right. Thank you for being here, y'all. Have a beautiful, blessed week, and I will see you soon.